making something for a friend of mine, and I figured it would be a good time to show you how to apply vinyl graphics. Well, not really vinyl graphics. Same thing for vinyl graphics. I'm actually using this as a vinyl masking technique. You can use this for painting, obviously. I'm going to be using it for sandblasting. So what I've got here is, I'm sure it looks kind of weird, you can't really tell what it says, you'll be able to see it later. It's a piece of vinyl that was misprinted, so I fed it back into the machine and cut a logo into it. This is actually the Jack Daniels logo, so for those of you who are into IP law, don't worry, I'm not making any money off of this, so I'm not doing any kind of trademark infringement or anything like that. So the first step, you can't just peel this off and stick it on whatever you're putting it on. It's not going to work. It'll bunch up, it'll stretch, it'll turn into a huge mess. So what you need is transfer tape. This is the same stuff that we use for hand masking graphics when you're airbrushing or painting and stuff like that. It's basically just a very large, low-tack roll of masking tape. This is what it was designed for, that's why it's called transfer tape. So what we want to do, start over on one side of it, try and get lined up as square to your graphic as you can. Which can be a challenge. Stick down that side, and you want to be doing this on a hard, flat surface. This actually isn't that great a surface because I've got paper on it for painting, but do as I say, not as I do, right? Make sure your end's stuck down well. This is easier with two people, by the way. And then from there, you just want to work your way up and stick this stuff down as well as you can. I have a spatula here that I'm using for this. It's basically a plastic putty knife. Stick this stuff down as well as you can and try to avoid getting any bubbles in it. That'll make your life a lot easier in the end. The less wrinkles and bubbles you have, the easier it will be to apply it to the next thing. If you're using this as a graphic, that becomes even more important because your vinyl is going to be your finished product, basically. If you're using it as a mask, not as important, but still a good idea. When you get to the end, you just cut it off. Woo. Or tear it. Try to be careful. Maybe use a knife, not a plastic spatula. That's me being silly. Okay. So now I'm going to go get the thing that I'm putting it on. And we'll go through how to apply it. Okay, so what I've got now is my piece of vinyl with the transfer tape on it. I cut around it so that I can see what I'm doing. And then what I'm putting it on is this mirror. You want a hard flat surface, obviously, something smooth when you're applying vinyl. That's how it'll stick best. It's not like paint where you want to be putting it on a roughed up surface. Vinyl's better on a smooth surface. So I'm going to measure out the center of my mirror, which it occurs to me I could have done not on film, but whatever. Okay, for the top and bottom so that I get it square. Luckily I can wipe Sharpie off of a mirror fairly easily. Then I'm going to do the same thing for my vinyl. So that I can line it up. Okay. Now I need to go get a pair of scissors. I just had a pair of scissors to cut this. I put them away. I have to go get them again. I'll be back. Got it. Alright. So, now we get this thing lined up. Nice and square. Oddly challenging. And we stick it in place. What you're going to do for this is just run a line of tape right down the middle so that you can access each side separately. Okay, so I put tape all the way across it, from the mirror across the vinyl and onto the other side of the mirror. Now, transfer tape for vinyl works on the concept that the transfer tape sticks to the vinyl harder than the vinyl sticks to its carrier, which is designed for it to be peeled off, obviously. So we're going to peel back the transfer tape and the vinyl. And you want to do it at almost 180-degree angle. Don't try and lift it up. Pull it back, because when you pull on it, you want it to curve as much as possible, and that makes it easier to pull it off the backing. Okay, so we're going to pull it back. Oh, see, I missed some of it. Make sure you're picking up all your vinyl off your backing. If you're having trouble with it, push your transfer tape down a little harder. This logo is unfortunately pretty detailed, so it's going to be a challenge. Let's try it the other way. Let's pull the carrier off at an 180-degree angle and try and get it to separate from the vinyl as much as possible. There we go. It's working much better. Okay, so now that I've got about half of it separated, and on a larger sign I wouldn't do half, I'd do a much smaller percentage. But now that I've got about 6 inches of this separated off, I'm going to cut off that carrier so that when I put the vinyl down it sticks right to the mirror. Hold it up like this, use my spatula, and smooth it down onto the mirror. Okay, now I don't need my tape anymore. Peel up the other side, or pull up the other side rather, and do the same thing. Pull my carrier off of the vinyl. Make sure you don't lose any pieces. Okay. And then just like before, we're going to hold this up so none of the parts that haven't been stuck down touch. And I'm going to apply it with the spatula, or whatever you want to call this. Okay, so now we've got our vinyl down, but it's still got the transfer tape on it. we're going to use the same principle to remove the transfer tape that we used to remove the vinyl carrier before. Let's make sure that this is all smoothed down very hard so it sticks as much as possible. And the vinyl should be probably stickier than the transfer tape, so this shouldn't be too difficult if I can find a spot to start peeling it. But once again, we want to peel the transfer tape off of the vinyl at pretty much 180 degrees, like right along the surface of the vinyl, so that it's less likely to pull anything out. Make sure when you're peeling that off that none of the vinyl gets stuck to the transfer tape. And there we go. My logo is now on there. Well, it's not my logo, you know what I mean. I'm going to mask this off, all the outside areas, and blast it, and then I'll show you what we end up with. See you soon. Alright, so for anyone who's stuck around due to curiosity, there's our finished product for this one. No satisfied customers this time, but hopefully one happy borderline alcoholic. And I hope for anybody who's trying to apply vinyl graphics or masks that this helped out. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.